Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ivy and I do makeup sometimes. So today I'm going to be showing y'all how I did this look right here. I posted it on Instagram and Twitter especially was like, listen, how I do that? And I was like, you want to know? I'll show you. And here I am. Real quick before we jump into the video, I know it's been like a couple weeks since I posted a video, but after I posted my last video, I just kind of got sick. And so I didn't want to be on here struggling with blowing my nose 50 times on camera. I only had to do it 49 today, so that's great. That was a dumb joke, but it's fine. I did have to blow my nose less often than like usual today, so I figured this was like a good day to do it. I feel like I'm getting better, so yeah, that's why I haven't filmed a little bit, but you know, I'm back and I'm better and I have a series plan. It's gonna be good. So yeah, hope you missed me. If you didn't, I'm here on your timeline anyway, so I'm unavoidable and I hope you enjoy this video. Oh wait, but you know, good YouTubers tell you to subscribe to the channel at the beginning of the video and at the end, so you know, subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's get into the video. So today I'm working with 3-day hair, but if I were to wash it, I would have to put off filming for like another couple days, so this is just what we're working with, and I pinned it out of my face so it looks like even better right now, but we're just not gonna worry about it. I just wanted to put that out there so no one's like, girl, the style choice, it'll change, and you probably saw it looking different at the beginning. So I guess I didn't have to say that, but I did, so now you know. Anyways though, we're just gonna kind of jump right into this. I don't want to spend too much time on the foundation because I am gonna do like an everyday makeup series very, very soon, and I'll go in depth with my foundation routine there. Also, these products, some of them are kind of new to me, so like I actually don't have that much to say anyways, and this is more focused on the eyes, so yeah, let's jump into the foundation. We're gonna run through this quick for me. Maybe not quick, but quick for me. So the first thing I'm gonna wanna start with today is a hydrating primer. I'm gonna be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which is like my go-to. The foundation I'm using today is like super matte, so we're gonna be focused on hydrating. Say it with me, hydrating. Yeah, this foundation looks like super nice on camera, but my dry skin, it was not agreeing with her. So I do what I can to like make it work whenever I wanna use it, you know what I mean? So this primer is supposed to sit for a minute, so while that's sitting, we're gonna go ahead and mix our foundation. I'm using the Huda Beauty foundation, which is really new to me. I use the shade 520G, and like I said, it is super duper matte. So we're gonna mix it with an oil. And then I'm gonna take the ABH hydrating oil, and I'm gonna add like 2 drops of that. All right, so now that that's mixed together, I'm gonna go ahead and color correct-ish some of the like dark marks I have over here because I was breaking out like between the last video and this one, and then I was like, I got kind of pop happy. I thought I was Dr. Pimple Popper out here, and I am not. And then my skin got mad at me for it, so I'm paying the price. So yeah, I'm gonna take Huda Beauty's concealer, the Overachiever concealer, in the shade Butterscotch. And I'm just gonna apply that over my dark marks. Might as well correct my under eyes a little bit while we're here. And then I'm gonna use the ABH A30 brush just to kind of blend those out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my sponge from your lash bar, and you know, if you wanted to check it out, you can use code IVYKUNGU to save. But I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and I'm gonna just pick up a little bit of that foundation mixture on the back of our hand and apply that to my face. I usually like to apply things with the brush first, but for this specific foundation, because it's so full coverage, I like the sponge because it'll kind of like pick up excess product as you go and just kind of keep things from getting too heavy. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and scrape the last bit of this concealer out of this little container. But I'm using the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer in the shade, I can't talk, in the shade Coffee, and I am just gonna apply that to the center of my forehead and down my nose, and I'm gonna blend that out with a brush. Then I'm gonna take the shade Dark Ochre in the same concealer, which is just a little bit lighter, and I'm going to use that just on like the highest points of the nose, and I'm gonna go over that with a sponge. Then I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose using the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream in shade Tan. Last time you guys saw me contour my nose, you saw me use a concealer to do it, But I've realized that like, because you have to kind of buff and blend that in some more, it can kind of pick up the concealer and stuff. So I've switched to using this product a lot more for my cream nose contour. Just gonna go ahead and use that same concealer combination on my under eye. Little spritz of ABH Dewy Set. And then I'm just gonna take that same Tantour color and I'm going to cream contour the rest of my face. I'm gonna take the same product in the shade Rich, which is a bit darker. This is it right here. And I'm gonna use that to contour my chin. Hi, Ivy of the Future here, reporting live from a messy bookshelf. I also have a t-shirt on my head because I just washed my hair, but that's all besides the point. So, I'm just letting you know that right here I messed up big time. I contoured my chin using shade Rich instead of shade Tan, which is usually what I would start up with, and then deepen it up with Rich if I felt the need to. I thought I could just be a little lazy and use the darker shade, but that looked really silly for like a lot of the rest of the video. So yeah, just letting you know that I'm aware, if you notice that, I'm cringing throughout editing the rest of this video. And you know, I'm really paying the price for that. So now you know what I did wrong, and blend your chin contour better than I did this day. Thank you, carry on. Also just gonna take a little bit of the excess that's left over after I blend and just like place that in the deepest parts of my cheekbones. And then you know what? Last time I did my makeup, I mixed shades Kunafa and Sugar Cookie from Huda Beauty together as my setting powder. But I think I'm gonna try just using Sugar Cookie today, just because I don't like the act of mixing them together. It's too much work and I don't wanna do it. So I'm just gonna use the one, and it's a white powder, which is kind of intimidating, but it is really translucent, at least when I like bake with it over top of another powder. But today I'm just using it by itself. I don't know, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. So when I was done with this makeup, I remember being like just like super happy with how like smooth my under eyes looked. And I really think that has to do, I'm just baking a little bit in the very center of my face for right now. But I think that had everything to do with this powder and concealer combination, because the Jouer concealer usually keeps me looking pretty smooth. And then when I used this powder the first time with a different concealer, I was like, wow, that looks like kind of smooth. So like the two paired together, I think it was just like a match made in heaven. I've been rotating between using the Beauty Bakery brown flour and the ABH golden orange powder as my all over face powder, but with this foundation, because it's so matte and the ABH powder is really matte, I feel like they don't really go very well together. And like the first time I used this foundation, although I mean I didn't mix it with an oil, but I used it with the ABH powder, and I just remember my face feeling like it was in this position the whole time. And anytime I would make expressions, it was just really just like not ideal, and I was like, this is not it. I mean, I still am gonna use the ABH powder in a second just to bake a tiny bit in a different area, but just not all over my face, you know? Then I'm gonna go ahead and apply some blush. This is something I recently rediscovered in my makeup collection. It is Milani Romantic Rose Blush. I don't even know how I forgot the name for a second because this has been my jam lately. But this is Milani Romantic Rose Blush. I'm taking it on a Makeup Shack T28 brush, which is just like an angled brush. And I'm just gonna take that blush and pop it right on my cheeks. If you are a similar skin tone to me, I feel like you can really go in with this blush and it doesn't really ever become too much. And even when it does, I feel like by the time you apply bronzer and all that, it tones down. But I never feel like this is too much blush. But then again, I love blush and I could really apply even like a coral blush all day. So I guess it depends on who you are, but I feel like this blush is perfect for if you're just starting with blush for that very reason, you know, if your skin tone similar to mine. But I feel like even if you're not my skin tone, it can work for a lot of people because it's just one of those shades, you know? Then I actually still haven't found my usual contour palette, and I haven't bothered because I have been liking this Maybelline powder for contour. So I'm gonna use Maybelline Superstay foundation powder in shade 375. This would actually be my foundation shade if I had gotten any sun at all this summer, but I didn't. So this works for contour right now. I'm gonna pop that right in the hollows of my cheeks and just everywhere we applied that cream contour before. Oh, and the brush I'm using for contour is a Makeup Shack T38 brush. Then I'm gonna take my Makeup Shack T26 brush and the Becca Maui Nights bronzer. That's this right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go between the blush and the contour and just kind of marry those two together and simultaneously warm up our face some more. I really said warm up our face as if I'm doing your makeup and my makeup at the same time. All right, so that's where we're gonna leave the base for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom y'all in. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take this Revlon Candid Photo Ready Candid Concealer, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to my lids as our eyeshadow primer. Going over the edges with the foundation brush to make sure everything is blended pretty seamlessly. And now the fun begins. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the Norvina Volume 1 palette. Mine has fingerprints all over it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade right here, D3, which is just a, you know, a red eyeshadow. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep this on the outer third, basically. And this is gonna be our main shade out here. It's like you're gonna want this, and then everything else is just gonna be kind of like deepening up. And I'm using a MAC 234 SES brush for this. I just got a co-star notification. I just got a pattern notification. Just kidding. I thought it was a co-star notification. I was like, let's see what co-star said. But if I tell y'all what pattern said, you know, the pattern be exposing your business. So, I'm gonna keep that one to myself. I feel like the shadows in this palette blend pretty easily. Like, this isn't even like my ideal brush for blending, but it's doing a pretty good job on its own. Then I'm just taking a clean Makeup Shack T12 and running over the edges to make sure everything looks really nice. I'm not always somebody who likes to go over the edge of my eyeshadows with a clean brush, but since I'm not using like actual transition shades, I'm just kind of using the main shade and blending it out. I want to make sure that I'm blended, you know? All right, so that's like the first red shade down for the most part. And now we're just gonna go ahead and deepen it up. So we're just gonna go ahead and take shade E5, and I'm gonna apply that to the very, very outer corner. And just kind of add depth there. And the brush I'm using for this is a Time Los Angeles 206 brush. This is honestly like one of my favorite brushes. I love it so much. And then you're gonna wanna make sure you're keeping everything blended. So we're going back with that same MAC brush and blending that out. And then on the same brush, we're mixing the black and E5 together with more E5. You don't want it to get too black. And then whenever I mix shadows like that, I'll just go ahead and, you know, pick a spot on my hand and mix them together to make sure like it's mixed evenly. And also you kind of end up picking up more shadow than you need on the brush, and you don't want it to fall over your face. So I always make sure to tap off the excess there. And we're gonna add a little bit of that in the outer corner as well. And this you're gonna kind of drag down to the lash line too. All right, so that's it for the outer corner. And then for the inner corner, I really wanted like a light, pretty blue color. And so whenever I want a pastel, I usually end up going for this palette right here. This is the Creepy Cute palette by Shroud Cosmetics. It used to be Strobe, but now it's Shroud. And I just went ahead and took these two shades right here. I mixed the lavender and the blue color. The blue is nice. You could use that alone if you wanted, but I wanted it to just have like, to be a little cooler, like a little bit more on the like periwinkly side. So I went ahead and mixed these two together. And I'm just gonna be using a Morphe M506 for this. And like I said, you're gonna wanna tap off that excess to make sure they're mixed really evenly. All right, so there is gonna be a little bit of fallout, not only because of the formula, but also because we're mixing shades and we're using a brush that's not really meant for packing on shadow to pack on shadow. So yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of fallout. So I'm just making sure I take a clean blending brush with just like a little bit of translucent powder on it and just kind of kicking that away as we go. And you can also use that to blend the edges if you want to. This is the part of the look where I was starting to be like, man, this is looking a mess. I just look like an American flag, and that is really not the goal. So I'm not here for it, but I feel like it comes together by the end. It's one of those looks where things kind of like get worse before they get better. All right, so I'm taking that same clean brush and I'm just kind of blending between the two shades a little bit. And then the next thing I'm gonna show y'all is a little trick I like to use sometimes whenever I'm using a bunch of matte shadows, just because sometimes mattes can have trouble layering when you're using a bunch of them. And with this look, you have to go back and forth a lot, so it can end up being a lot of shadow. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of a like translucent eye primer. This is the one I'm using today. It is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the original one. I have a full-sized one upstairs I could be using on camera, but this is a gift with purchase I got and I want to use it up first. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and I'm gonna apply that to the center of my lid, just because I want that color we're about to apply there to stick. And I also want to have a little bit more grip for when I'm going back and forth trying to blend the shades how I want. And you definitely want a translucent primer for this step, like this one. Like you can see how it's like, it has a color to it, but it's not a lot. You kind of want a color like that just because you don't want it to cover up all the work you've just done. If I were to use the ABH primer or something in the middle right now, it would cover up all the eyeshadow and you would just be doing like extra work that you really don't have to do. And then we're gonna go back into the Norvina palette and we're gonna use shade E3 on a flat shader brush. The first time I used this shade, one of the reasons why I didn't end up using this like little primer trick is because I didn't want yellow in the center of my lid. I really just wanted the center of my lid to have a color that was like neutral and was gonna blend between them. But this shade was more pigmented than I expected, so it ended up showing up, and I liked how it looked. So the next time I was like, hey, for blending sake, I'm gonna do that, and also because I really liked the effect of having that mustard in the middle. Gonna take D3, which is the first red shade we used, and apply that down there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the middle color using the shades we'd used before. You kind of got to be careful with this inner corner part because I don't want it to turn too green, but I do want to blend them. So you really want to work on like patting more than like rubbing back and forth, because if you do a lot of rubbing, you'll end up like actually like really mixing the shades together, and I really don't want to do too much of that. I feel like that's nice and blended for me. So I'm gonna do my brows super quick just so I can take a break from like doing stuff on my eyeballs. I feel like sometimes the order of my makeup is like all over the place, but it's really just because like I don't feel like doing anything on my eyes anymore. So I'm gonna move to another part, you know? Now I can actually take down my hair. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the ABH loose powder in the shade Golden Peach. You can't even see it. I keep holding up the shade names like you can see anything. But this is in the shade Golden Peach, and this is what the shade looks like. And taking my sponge from your lash bar, I'm just gonna go underneath the eyeshadow like that. Also gonna lightly bake around the edges of my highlight while we're here. And I kind of start dusting away that bake. Jaclyn Hill was really onto something when she mentioned that trick. I swear, I don't know if it was like a thing before she did it, but I had never heard of it. And then when I saw her do it, I was like, I don't know, I don't like baking. But now I do it all the time and I like it a lot because it like cleans up your eyeshadow without it looking too harsh. Next, I'm gonna use this highlighter from Ofra. It is Glow Goals. It's one of their Nikki Tutorials collab highlighters. And Ofra highlighters are potent. I feel like they're probably my favorite highlighter formula, but I feel like I do have to be careful or else we're gonna be time traveling back to like 2014 to 2016 where everyone wanted a streak of highlighter on their face. And that's just not the phase of my life I'm in right now, you know? Like there's nothing wrong with like a more bold highlighter, but like in 2014, 2016, we weren't worried about having it blended or nothing. It was just like the more highlighter, the better. Who cares if it's just a glob of highlight as long as it's on there? And I'm just like, what was going on, honestly? What was going on? It was like blending optional, not in your eyeshadow, but very much in your face makeup. Okie dokie, so like I said, cleaning up your eyeshadow kind of helps with the liquid liner because like now I have an idea of how I want it to look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that super quick. And for this look, I did do like a little inner corner point, but I kept it really small. So now we're just gonna take a little bit of black pencil liner and place that on the inner and outer corner of the eye. Then I'm gonna take a nude liner and do that in the middle. And then I'm gonna take some mascara. Look at that, even without the lashes, it's so cute. It snapped. Hi, Ivy of the future here again. So basically, I'm just here to introduce the next clip of the video because it needs context. So basically, as per usual, I did my lashes off camera. That's what I do every single time, and I usually watch a video as I do it. But when I turned on the camera, I just couldn't bring myself to pause the video. So yeah, that's basically it. I didn't even know if I was gonna include this clip in the video, but like I was just watching it back and I was like, listen, I was really into this and I just wanted to share that moment with y'all, so stay tuned.
Can you give me your best pickup line?
You know, I just lost my number. Could I have yours?
Sick. Wow.
Bars.
Yeah.
Can you feel that for me? Curtis, you want to touch that?
Sure.
Go ahead. You know what that is? Girlfriend material.
She snapped.
A lot of times on the show, they ask people about their exes and how it was and everything, and it's always like tough to say because relationships are tricky and stuff. So what's like one message that you would say to an ex?
I think all that's left is like, thank you.
I would say thank you
girl.
for texting my cousin after we broke up.
Yeah, here we go, man.
I don't like this girl. She's fine, but I don't want her to fucking win.
So, Naya, I think I have to say.
I didn't think she was gonna last.
Oh, he's so cute.
Dean is very cute. Points were made.
Are you an organ donor?
Yes, I am an organ donor.
We got one organ donor.
We've got two organ donors. I am an organ donor.
My girl's an organ donor.
Currently using it, but you know, I think it's important to give back in any way you can, and apparently that includes like body parts.
She is the best. If she doesn't win, here comes this stupid girl I don't want to win.
Because she needed a kidney, so we talked about me giving her one of my kidneys. But it turns out I didn't need to, but I would definitely do it.
Wow, you're there. Your organs when you're dead. That's super lit of you guys. And it's very important in a relationship to want to do that.
Why are they dragging the show?
And I'm sure you would all get along well. Just one.
Don't get rid of my girl.
It'll work out down the line.
Don't be my girl.
So,
I
think so. I love you so much, though. You're so cool. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Bye.
My girl. My girl.
Top three, okay? That like in America.
Top three. You deserve to win, Anila. Anila deserved. That's basically over. My girl didn't win, so I'm not very happy. But we're here. So anyways, I put on my lashes. These are Makeup Shack, or rather Dubai from the Makeup Shack. Code Ivy to save if you want to check them out. These have been like on and off my favorite lashes for a long time now, and I'm back into using them, and I really like them with this look. I don't like every eyelash for like when I'm wearing wing liner, and this is one of the eyelashes I do like for that. But anyway, so I put those on, and I also lined my lips because I was like, I can't just do nothing. So I lined my lips with dark brown from NYX, which is definitely an eye pencil, but I mean, I've using it for my lips, so you know, no one's gonna beat my ass, and I haven't died yet. And then for lipstick in this look, I ended up using Bahama Beige from Milani. Here it is. It's just a really pretty like warm nude shade. Just gonna toss that on. So you can definitely leave the lip like this. I actually do really like this lipstick like this, but just because this look is so matte, I mean, I'm not wearing a ton of highlight or anything, and like the eyeshadow is basically all matte, you know, I figured, you know, why not throw in a little gloss? So I'm gonna wear Ruth from Thrive Cosmetics. This is their lip gloss, but it has a long like hydrating lip something serum something or other name. So I mean, that's definitely been on the screen at some point, so you can find it, but as of right now, I don't know what it's called. And I actually did spray my face off camera, but just so that like, you know, it's in here. Spray your face using, or I'm using Urban Decay, what's it called? All Nighter. Just good old stuff. And with that, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. You know, if you did, definitely make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you around for the next one. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the reason why I kind of like ran through my foundation routine and just kind of kept it short is because I'm about to start a 3-part series where I show you my 3 different levels of like an everyday makeup routine. So I'm gonna do like a no makeup tutorial, something that's like just kind of like like you look like you put in effort, but it's not full glam by any means. It's just like, you know, a little sprucer upper, sure. And then full glam. So those are my like 3 levels of everyday makeup. There's a little something in there for everyone. So definitely stay tuned for that. And make sure to turn on my post notifications so when I post something, YouTube can be like, hey girl, just popped in your phone to let you know I be posting something. Check it out. No, it's nice, it's nice. It's a good thing. Anyways, also make sure to check out my other social medias. My Twitter and Instagram are both at @IvyKangu. On my Instagram and my Twitter, I post a whole bunch of other looks, and a bunch of them don't make it to my channel, so if you'd like to see more looks, definitely check those out. But also, that's where I get feedback from you guys on which looks you want to see here. And I mean, I have a TikTok now. I don't even know what I'm gonna use that for, but I have it, and it's at @IvyKangu, so feel free to check that out. And yeah, so that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.